Welcome, Deanna with Empowering Empaths. I am here on November 21st, 2020. And so I have a lot I would like to share and express with you guys today. First, my purpose of my channel is always to empower, to uplift you and encourage you. Meanwhile, by being, a clear communicator, utilizing my love of astrology with Oracle and using that to inspire people, because I know it's been very intense for all of us. Hang tight, guys. We are in a huge time of dismantling old things, old ways, old belief systems, so that we can usher in going forward of more of a unity consciousness with the age of Aquarius. And before we can have a evolution, we usually need to go through a revolution. And so, with a lot of the things being dismantled and revealed right now, it has been so intense for everybody. 2020 is I would like to say the year that's ushering in the age of Aquarius. And so for us to go forward in a new way, we have to get rid of and dismantle the old ways. And so change this extreme has been so very intense. I know for myself, I was derailed for a little while, feeling, defeated and depressed. So what I want to say to you guys is that nobody is immune to what we are all shifting and changing through. We're in a metamorphosis, no doubt about it. It's like we've had all of this pressure building up. It's like if you've given birth. It's like the most intense part of it when the birth is in the birth canal. And so the intensity is being felt by everybody. Do not lose hope. That's another passion of mine to share here on my channel, is to not lose hope. I know firsthand what it feels like, and I've experienced very close loss to me of what it is to lose hope. So please just keep trusting the divine purpose of everything that we are experiencing and that we will experience. And a great reminder is to remind yourself that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. I know that helps me. My faith, my utilizing my esoterics, whether it be astrology or knowing there's a bigger perspective, because that can really help us as we are going through these huge transformations. So I want to talk real quick on the micro level, personal level of the changes that you may be feeling, because as of today, on the 21st of November, the sun has now moved out of Scorpio, the deep dark sign of Scorpio, and it's going into Sagittarius. So we could be feeling a little bit more optimism within us. I know it started for me yesterday. The sun moved into Sagittarius today. Well, gonna be at 3:40 p.m. So Sagittarius is more of an optimistic sign. The sun taking us through Scorpio season was a deep dive. It was a time of really being real with ourselves, to dive into the darkness and the deepness, and that can be depression for some people. So if you start feeling a little more optimism, that's a good indication that you're feeling the sun move into Sagittarius. Sagittarius being the sign of expansion, ruled by Jupiter. Feeling a level of optimism, a little bit more of the fire energy versus a deep fixed water sign. Many of us could be feeling like, oh my God, I just went through this dark, deep, emotional time. Definitely I did. I definitely freaking felt it. And now with the sun moving into Sagittarius, a fire sign, plus towards the end of, let me see what the date is. All the planets will be going direct by the end of November, except for Uranus and Taurus. So what that will be feeling for many of us is feeling like we're having more of a forward momentum, instead of all this rethinking things and redoing things and reflecting things. When the planets station to go direct, with many of them now moving in that forward momentum, you will feel that within you too, going like, okay, we're making some headway, we're making some progress. And that is with the exception of Uranus. Uranus will still continue to be in the fixed earth sign of Taurus, where there's still quick changes, a lot of innovative ways, going through finishing 2020, 21, 2022 of, really fast evolutionary changes, whether it be through technology, where it be finding your groove with a more of an individuality. It also can be a huge sign of changing our values, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is our values and what we find comfort in. It can also be the product of, meat or livestock. So keep this in mind, because there's going to be a lot of changes still coming about with that. With Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, the stellium of three, what I call the council of three, that have been in Capricorn, starting to get some forward momentum as well. We have been seeing with the Pluto energy and the Saturn in Capricorn where there's been an abuse of power, whether it be in government, where it be in authority. So we're going to continue to see where there's been abuse in power, and it's going to come through communication, because the dark hidden things cannot hide anymore. They're getting dismantled. They're getting uprooted before they can be revealed and healed. And so what happens with that energy and on a collective, and we're all feeling it, is there's a significance with it all happening with the, we're just post-election. And so through the media, a lot of us are waking up to going that everything mainstream media programs you to think and believe has been a lie, and that's not something new. It's just being revealed at this time, and they're amping it up. I know I've witnessed it, and it's disgusting and laughable at the same time, because these structures that have been top down, have used the age-old thing of psychological warfare and gaslighting, and the amount of depth of it, to me, is even mind-boggling. And I've been self-realized and awake for a little while now. It depends on where you are in your journey. Many people are going to be waking up to this. I'm really hot lately too, so that's another thing. And so as a light worker, as a wayshorer, if you're already awake and this is mind-boggling to you, just imagine somebody that's been that's had the belief system that the government's been for them and that they trust they do the best things for the people, and then having the realization that, oh my God, I've been watching TV for years and it's all freaking lies. Imagine what happens when you first initially wake up, and when you realize the level of deception, mind control, MK Ultra shit that has happened, the indoctrination of our schools. Well, what's happening with that collapse of the old is going to take a little while. I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg to have revealed to us the amount of deception that's been going on in those structures that have been our lives. And so be ready within yourself to not be surprised. Make sure you're tethering to the divine every day, because we're going to still continue to see a lot of these things being revealed. We have Mercury in Scorpio right now, and then Venus just moved into Scorpio today. So Mercury is the communication. And Scorpio, being ruled by Pluto, is those dark hidden things. So through communication, whether it be mainstream media, whether it be social media, whether it be somebody personally in your life, there's going to be some dark hidden things that can no longer hide, be revealed. So, you can prepare yourself for this emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. But when you start realizing the depth of deception that we've been living in this third density matrix, who a small percentage of human beings wanted to control the populace. It's fucking mind-boggling, even if you are awake. And I believe we're just at the tip of the iceberg. This is also Venus moving into Scorpio. Venus not exactly comfortable in Scorpio. On a personal level, you could be going back over some things of the past that you were wounded by with that dark Scorpio energy, and it could have to do with it being Venus, a love life, what you valued in relationships, what you found beauty in. So you could be going over this. It's not exactly, like I said, Venus isn't exactly comfortable. It's not her best place to be in Scorpio, where there can be the undercurrent of darkness or wounds, manipulation on the lower aspect of Scorpio. Scorpio energy can be manipulation and abuse of power. On the higher octave, it can be very intuitive, investigative, but not to the point and the degree that where you're investigating so much and that everybody's out to get you or that type of energy. So I know my dream state over the last 2 nights have been definitely bringing this to me. I was having dreams of people in the past where I have no current awake state thinking or processing of these people, but for some reason coming up with in my dream state. So that's a beautiful time that you can also receive messages that, don't ever ignore that dream state, because your conscious mind is asleep and in the rest mode. So your subconscious is able to bring forth whatever it needs to bring forth. Very scorpionic energy there too. So if you're feeling like perhaps, having some reflection of, like I said, past lovers or whatever, just bring that forth to heal. Okay. So the North Node is in Gemini and the South Node is in Sagittarius. And I've said on this on prior videos, but it's very noteworthy to bring forward again today, because the South Node in Sagittarius is kind of the energy that we are as a collective needing to not really move away from, but being open to changing, going more towards the North Node and bringing balance in between. Pretend like you're the center. The North Node, in Gemini is small community. It's about communication. It is about media. South Node is Sagittarius, so this could be your belief systems, what you believed, whether it be spiritual, whether it be you had a belief system that the governments have been for you, whether just any type of belief system. So what's happening now with the North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius, is that we're really needing to be open and balanced to being able to shift our perspectives when information is presented to us. That is super important. I cannot stress and highlight that enough. I know that I've shifted my perspective in many things, and you are actually doing yourself a justice when you're open to be able to listen to information that's presented to you and being open to change. Neptune moving direct on the 28th. Anytime a planet is in the highest degrees to where it's done with its, pause, retrograde energy, and getting ready to move direct, is the most powerful degrees because it packs more of a punch. On the lower aspect, Neptune can be escapism. It can make you feel like you're kind of in a fog, not knowing which direction to go, which could be very typical for many people on the collective right now, because we are in such a transformational year. I believe this is the dismantling of the old ways needing to be revealed, all the dark hidden things, so that we can go forward as a human evolution for change. So Neptune, like I said, on the lower octave can make you feel fog on not knowing what kind of direction. It can also, your sensitivities can cause you to escape. And so I highly recommend that you stay present in your body and not escape at this time. The higher aspect of Neptune, and it's going to be powerful, guys, either way, wherever you're at on the spectrum, of having that divine connection, having that intuitive insight, listening to your body language, because your soul speaks to you through your intuition that's God-given. And so for a lot of us, we really need to trust our intuition more than ever, because the information out here, there's those that have been trying to control the masses for years know that they're losing power. Don't think for a second that the powers that are 1%ers trying to control humanity for power do not know what astrology is. They do know. So you're seeing a lot of gaslighting. You're seeing a lot of people blaming and pointing the finger in the other direction, the other party. And really what I've been telling people that I love, dear, is anything that you're hearing on mainstream media right now, or even social media. I know that's another thing. You know, Gemini is communication. Social media. You're seeing this attempt for people's voices to be censored, to being deleted. For many people, their YouTube channels taken right down because they're speaking truth, and the powers that be and those that want to control how you think, feel, know what's happening. And so it's their fight to manipulate, like it's always been. We're moving into the energy of a full moon lunar eclipse happening at the end of November at 8 degrees of Gemini. And what is this? The full moon is always an illumination, a culmination. And with it being an eclipse, eclipses are always, it needs to end so we can start a new beginning. And so with that happening as well at 8 degrees, see where 8 degrees of Gemini is in your chart, there's going to be a lot of disclosure, a lot of things through information, whether it be social media or media, that are going to come up, be revealed, that could be mind-boggling. Remember this. You're going to have these holy shit moments, but just have this higher perspective, right? Getting Gemini ruled by Mercury into the stop in the lower thinking and kind of go towards its higher octave of Uranus, of the bigger perspective, the cosmic mind, the intuition, the knowing, the downloads that we may receive from God, creator, source. Super significant. We're building into that energy, as I said, right now, with this full moon lunar eclipse on the 30th of November. I feel like an escalation now, getting through November. Like I said, there's still going to be a lot of changes. This is a lifelong time of the Pisces age where they snuffed our truth, where we're gaining more clarity now, where we're seeing all of the Plutonian dark hidden things and the structures that have been here for very long. It's hitting some really significant aspects in the United States birth chart. And that is huge, because many of the things initially started out very well. God was definitely a part of a constitution, but men, the structures, the governments, those that have chosen to go into their dark energy of control, dominate, separate, divide, conquer, are now being exposed. Because since our constitution was created with God consciousness, it started out pure, and over time and over evolution, it's become corrupt by man. So keep all of this stuff in mind. We have a lot of energy that's building up into this eclipse. I'm excited about it personally. For me, I went off Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg does not have integrity. He showed his ass lately like crazy. So what I say to people is start finding alternatives. We're going into the age of Aquarius, where it is about being innovative, where it is about technology, staying true to you, allowing and utilizing pure platforms. I've switched now to Parler and MeWe. MeWe's wonderful alternative to Facebook, just so everybody knows, where there is integrity, because this Aquarian age is going to be about more technology. We're going to probably have a restriction in travel for quite some time, to where you're going to need to be in small community, North Node in Gemini, small communities, less travel, farther. Again, with that Taurus energy and the Uranus there, getting in tune with local farmers and farmers markets and bartering and whatnot. It is a change that is not going to be a one and done thing. It's going to be a process. So what I'd like to also share I have a lot I could share today. Man, I'm just really feeling more optimistic with the sun in Sagittarius personally. For me, because I am a rising Sagittarius, I have been guided at the beginning of 2020 when this whole craziness started, right? I've shifted my perspective. I'm so thankful that I was in my center, to where I was open to seeing new information come into me, and then having the great discernment to trust my intuition and go, everything I thought about, we'll just say it like this, one political party was the freaking most opposite thing. And now I'm on track, and I keep getting just like synchronicities and reminders. Mainstream media is the enemy of the American people. There is not a damn thing on there that you can believe what they say, and I'll be the first to say it. I'm still trying to figure out BitChute, so this will not be uploaded to there yet. But please, guys, keep in contact with me here. But that is another thing, being open to shifting and changing to platforms that have more integrity. Google, Facebook, Twitter, none of them have it. They cannot be as big as they are unless you stay there. So I highly encourage, I feel like I'm on the first wave of this after the elections. Many people switched over to Parler and MeWe, and I'm glad that I gave it the opportunity, because you can feel the whole different energy there, where people can share what they want to share as long as it's their truth. You're not getting censored for it. So make your way over there. I kind of feel like in my small amount of friends that I have is like I'm like the first one over there sitting by myself, but I'm still staying there because I feel the energy difference of it. Mark Zuckerberg's crazy data collection that is we've all just allowed and become accustomed to because we thought it was so beneficial to connect with loved ones across the globe. Well, where does it outweigh it? It is a time where these Plutonian energies that have been hidden will not be sustainable, and it starts with you and I. And we have a beautiful president in the United States right now that is fighting for the American people to stay free. And he's not just fighting for the American people, he's fighting for the humanity in general. He is not racist. He is not biased. He is a truther, and he speaks the truth, and he has shook the world of the Washington, D.C. corruption that's been there for years. The corruption's not new. That's why they hate him so much. So bear with me as we go into this. I drew a card prior to sharing my astrology, and we have the throat chakra, guys, about speaking your truth. It is about communication. It is about loyalty, serenity, faith, spirituality, creativity, and your expression. Many of you may be feeling isolated because of all the changes that we're going through. You are not alone. Trust me. I was feeling very, very down and out all through Scorpio season, feeling much more optimistic starting as of yesterday. So if you're feeling this, do not be down and out on yourself. Sometimes we need to be still. Maybe in the physical, we need to be isolated so we can connect to our God, creator, source, through our intuition, through our discernment. What else would I like to share about this card? The passing of all things is inevitable. Whatever is happening may require you to release. This card could also represent unexpected news. You are going to continue to see that as the old is dying. This is everything we've been taught is almost a lie. The media is a lie. Social media lie. They twist, they gaslight. It's a classic narcissist empath scenario. So keep that in mind, guys. When you feel isolated, be still. Listen. Pray, meaning call out to the divine. Talk in your higher octave of, like I was saying earlier, the lower octave of Mercury. Use that time to be still and listen to the higher Uranus energy of the collective, of the cosmic. The voices of God is what I call it. Parents often make difficult decisions not supported by their children. Can I see the strength in other people's choices? The key words for this card are hidden blessings, celebration, tempered by sadness. So I'm coming out of that sadness now. I was feeling very isolated, guys, very alone. Pray, communicate to God, the universe, whatever you call it. This is a time for release and maturity. Utilize your voice through clear communication of your authentic self, feeling the creative force through the throat chakra. Where it is. A childlike playfulness is hidden under the sapphires. They call this card that. Serious, elegant exterior. This card denotes wealth and an ability to do anything well. Trust and loyalty are indicated here, and it has a great capacity for healing. That is so true. When I finally stepped into my authenticity and started speaking my truth to people that were around me, I never had a voice with these people. I never, ever was validated for my own feelings. I wasn't able to have my 2 cents, my say. And what that did within me is shut me down. All my life, it turned into solar plexus issues, digestive issues, the importance of speaking your truth. When you start speaking your truth to people and they start gaslighting you or they don't want to hear it, chances are those aren't your people. And so healthy boundaries is a must. And so when I started to be able to share how I felt, I started getting into the vibration of people that enjoyed me, that people really did just meet me where I am. So keep that in mind. That's why the throat chakra is so important. If it's snuffed down and dim and we're not expressing ourselves, it becomes internalized. It becomes depression, And so we'll do one more card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Again, we're building up to this energy with the full moon lunar eclipse happening on the 30th of November. Find out where Gemini 8 degrees is in your chart. This is where it will have the biggest influence and an opportunity for you to really allow something to be illuminated, perhaps be done with. And we are going to continue to see disclosure of dark hidden things that are going to be fucking mind-boggling, you guys. And it's already, this election was 100% voter fraud. I don't think it was new. I think it's just being revealed on an extreme level this year. Because we finally in the United States got a presence in there that's not a politician that's been corrupt, and he cannot be influenced by the money. And so I love President Trump. He is a catalyst for waving in a new era and a new season going forward into the age of Aquarius. Like his personality or not, I could give a shit less. What he is symbolic of, he does have God in his heart. His personality is very strong. He triggered the hell out of me at first. We're going into a new era, and he is helping reveal what has been in Washington, D.C. hidden for a long freaking time. Card 17. 17 is an immortality number, and we have the Earth card from the Mystical Shaman. This is pay attention to your body. This is get outside and ground. This is remembering that you need to be present in your body in order for your soul to keep evolving. I would like to read from it, and hopefully I don't get cut off, because I absolutely love this deck. I want to get every little morsel of what the message is here for us. This Earth card represents the gift of life. The symbol on the card refers to the body of the planet Earth, the human body, the nature herself. We're reminded by this symbol that all creatures are born of the earth, and human beings are the stewards of all life on this planet. It refers to what we make of it. Our health, our wealth, our security, our grounding, our solidity, and stability. It reminds us that the world of form is a gift from spirit and needs to be treated with respect. When the earth symbol appears, it represents a need to focus on reverence and appreciation for the natural gifts that are coming to you now and always. The concrete world you inhabit is there by the grace of spirit. and you are part of it. Much can be accomplished now when you focus on compassionate, reverent service to the world. If you act with integrity, gratitude, and humility, you will find yourself more prosperous than you can imagine. Success is assured when Earth card appears. It is an invitation. It is so true. I've been thanking God for the difficult things that I have went through, that I've rose out of, that I never ignored. I continually, in prayer mode, ask the Creator to give me the gifts, reveal, I already have the gifts, to continue to reveal my gifts, for me to go forward in my passionate action of being in service to others. Just a couple of mine are these beautiful oracle cards in astrology. It is my passion to be in service to humanity as a light worker, knowing that we are going through catalytic change and that it is not easy for everybody to wake up from the slumber, to know that we've been programmed, controlled, psychological warfare, deception of the media, deception of the government. And I am here as a light worker. Although I get frustrated as hell, I don't know at the beginning of the year how that hasn't woke everybody up, and including the voter fraud that we are experiencing right now, that the mainstream media is gaslighting and saying that's false, or that social media, specifically Facebook, Google, and Twitter, censoring, that's false by having their biased fact checkers fact check, then censor you. Bullshit. Turn it all off. Get in your stillness, get outside, ground, call upon the Holy Spirit to guide you, and I promise you, you will start having answers revealed to you through downloads, through intuitive insights, through synchronicities. Once you do that, you'll find your tribe. You'll light, you'll glow, and you'll have this remembrance within you that you are immortal. And that if you keep seeing that higher perspective right now, you will be guided to know that although this has been very difficult in the flesh, there is a higher perspective. Keep shooting for the stars. Have some optimism now that Sun is in Sagittarius. Trust your intuition, your God-given vessel first. Listen to your body when it's hearing information. How does it make your body feel? Are people or corporations or certain media's lying and you know it? Turn it off and tune into your higher perspective and your connection to God. I send this to you guys with so much love, and namaste.